If you use the Hebrew names for the Father or the Son, chances are you've probably been accused of being in a cult, a sacred name cult, a Hebrew roots cult, to name a few. But here's the problem. Most people using those labels don't actually know what a cult is. A cult is marked by extra biblical revelation, unquestionable human authority, fear-based control, manipulation. Using the biblical names found in Scripture doesn't meet a single one of those criteria. What's really happening is when people encounter something unfamiliar, especially something ancient, the instinct is often to label it dangerous instead of studying it. But returning to what was written isn't adding something new. It's restoring what has been lost. No one is being asked to submit to a man. No one is being cut off from studying Scripture. No one is being told not to ask questions. In fact, the opposite is happening. This isn't cult behavior. It's biblical literacy. And it only feels threatening when tradition goes unexamined. For many believers, the real issue isn't theology, it's tradition. The idea that the Father has a personal name preserved in Scripture, yet virtually unheard of in the believing world today, it challenges English translations, long-standing church teachings, and personal comfort zones. That disruption, that destabilizing, can feel scary. So instead of re-examining tradition, some discredit the messenger. Calling it a cult becomes an easy way to shut down the conversation without engaging the evidence. Another major reason for the accusation, though, is guilt by association. There are fringe groups who misuse the truth, obsessing over pronunciation, tying salvation to saying the name perfectly, or becoming harsh, cold, and divisive. And because of those experiences, many people instinctively reject anything that sounds familiar. But the mistake is assuming that abuse of truth invalidates the truth itself. That logic says some people misuse the name, therefore anyone who uses the name is in a cult. But that's no different than saying some people misuse grace, therefore grace is dangerous. Or some people misuse Torah, therefore Torah is evil. The real issue isn't the truth, it's how it's stewarded. If using the Father's name were truly cultic, Scripture would warn us against it. Instead, Scripture does the opposite. He reveals His name, commands people to call on it, rebukes those who forget it, and places it boldly on the lips of the prophets and in the songs of the Psalms. So using the name isn't adding new revelation. It's returning to what was already there and restoring something original. And using the Hebrew names doesn't mean pronunciation saves you. It doesn't mean others are condemned or anyone is elevated above another. It simply means recognizing that the Father has a personal name, honoring Him as He revealed Himself, and encouraging others to look into it themselves. And if that's considered dangerous, then what's really being challenged isn't Scripture, it's comfort. Because truth that calls us back to the text, as it is written, will always feel threatening to tradition that's never been questioned.